Welcome back to the show, everyone. Always a pleasure to see our next guest join us because they're smart cookies.
They are very smart cookies. That's why they call themselves that. Katie Dunsworth and Robyn Gunn are joining us now because it is that time of year where people are getting married. And guess what? You can do a wedding on a budget, believe it or not.
Yay.
How are you both?
We've been there and we've done it. We both had weddings and we both had them on a very reasonable budget.
Okay,
so
Katie, I'm going to start with you. How close to your budget did you stay?
You know what? I actually came in under budget. We both did destination weddings.
I'm proud of that.
Under budget, yeah. Because you know what? In the end, and we're going to talk about this, Robyn did this too, but we both sold our wedding dresses, which I put that money actually toward a new couch.
This is a very unusual thing to talk about. But before we get there, Robyn, the stats on what people spend on their weddings are ridiculous.
Is unbelievable. Tens of thousands of dollars going to weddings each year.
Yeah, like I read like over $20,000 was now the sort of average in Canada for a wedding.
Yeah, and I'd say more than that actually.
Yeah.
Destination weddings you can usually get away with about 20. You did yours for, she paid for hers in cash, which was amazing.
Like dollar bills? Did you lay them down on the table? Who wants some of this?
Okay, let's talk about some of the tips that you have. The buying nearly new will save you at least 60%.
So this is how we think of it. People get so excited for sample sales. A sample wedding dress has been tried on by a lot of brides, and
there's some
if you're
tears on it.
Yeah, exactly. They're squeezing themselves in there. And if you're buying from someone who's worn it for one day, if they bought their dress new and they've worn it for one day, they've most likely had it dry cleaned. You're buying a used dress, but it's been worn less than a sample, and it's usually 60% less than what you'd buy it new in the store. And very few consignment stores sell anything that's over a season old, so you're getting a really new modern dress for 60% off.
I had no idea, Robyn, that this was even possible. I didn't know there were places where you could actually buy wedding dresses.
They're mostly online as we've had the most success. Now, we didn't buy used, but we did sell our dresses afterwards. So
was it hard to part with? Because I think most people keep them for nostalgia. Katie, was it tough to... now you have a couch instead of
that's right. My wedding couch.
I just tried to think back to what my mom's wedding dress was, and it's the most hideous, god-awful creation you've ever seen. And I'm sure that my daughter will feel the same way about my dress, and that's really the only person I would save it
Robyn,
for.
was it tough for you to let go of the dress?
Not really, actually. It was pretty. It was harder for my husband. He had a hard time seeing it go. But
I know.
But what did you do with the money?
Well, I'm putting it towards a new car that I'm saving for. So.
It's unbelievable because you were quite successful in selling. I don't know if you want to put a number on it, but I was amazed by how much you actually got for your dress.
I actually, when I bought my dress, I knew I'd sell it. So I bought it. I actually bought a sample, and my dress was originally, it was an Oscar de la Renta dress. So it was $8,000, but I bought it for $4,000, and then I sold it for $2,500. So that's not too bad.
You had a $1,500 Oscar de la Renta wedding dress.
Yeah, it's like renting it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the next tip. Of course, everybody loves to get married on a Saturday, but you suggest the weekday nuptials.
And this is something that Sandra did in our group. She had a very short engagement, and so she actually couldn't get a weekend. Unlike us, she didn't get knocked up, but she ended up doing it on a Thursday, got 40% off the venue. They gave her a longer period of time, were much more flexible on catering and food and things like that. So, and if you have guests that are coming in from out of town, you know, do they care if you're doing it on a Friday or a Thursday? Like, it's a vacation
My
for
wife
them.
and I did it on a Friday, and the difference on the rates on the venue from a Friday to a Saturday, it was an eighth of the cost.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I mean, it was...
If you just want to get married this year, like a lot of people, if you're booking now, you can't get
Can't book a Saturday, book a Friday.
And let's talk about flowers. Of course, everybody goes to the big name flower people, but you guys suggest using a freelance florist. Robyn, maybe you can explain.
What's a freelance florist?
Yeah, we suggest befriending someone who's a florist. I mean, you can even go into a flower store and chat them up a bit and become friends with someone. And then a lot of times they'll do your flowers independently from the store. But we actually, both of us, used faux flowers, and it sounds a little bit tacky, but these were Katie's from Chintz & Company. And you paid how much for this? $29?
These are $29, and you did yours custom.
I did mine custom, so they were a little more. But for me, I was getting married in Cancun, and the flowers down there are kind of hit and miss, right? So I didn't want to take that
Katie,
chance.
when you handed me these, I didn't even know they were fake until you handed them to me.
Yeah, they look gorgeous.
And look, they look as good now as they did the day you got married.
It's great. I have them in my house still. You put them in a little vase, and it's like
a nice memento.
Decoration afterwards.
Hey,
okay, let's talk about
people and they'll still survive.
Let's talk about the candles. We've got some on the table, but they're a nice alternative because flowers are really, really expensive.
And believe it or not, those are from the holders are from the dollar store, as are the candles. So, do a little arrangement on your table, and it's like a $5 arrangement versus hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I had a friend who did the same thing, and they painted them with a ceramic silver paint, and they looked unbelievable. It's like took them 3 hours to do it, and they look custom.
And I did mason jars, actually. I got a whole bunch of mason jars and put a cluster on each table. Got those on Craigslist, so they were super cheap.
And it looks so pretty.
I was at a wedding in the summer as well, and it sort of fits in the context. And what they did, because it's nice to have wedding gifts for everyone at the table, they did preserves. They made jam in the summer and jelly, and everyone got a little jam,
that
a little
would never
jelly.
happen at my house.
No, but if you've got the time and you're industrious,
but isn't it nice if somebody else does that?
Yeah, I just thought it was a brilliant idea. And how much money does that save?
Yeah,
as you go along as well.
And a nice little touch.
It's true. And social saving for the wedding. Now, there's lots of ways to get coupons on the internet. Do they specialize in weddings? Some of the sites?
Groupon, Living Social, sites like that are just phenomenal for if you're trying to get your hair done, you want to do maybe massage, sort of a pre-event with your bridesmaids.
Yeah,
so great. And
discounts
what was the one we found recently?
Toronto, the Toronto Groupon, they had one of those photo booths on. They're normally about $1,100, and this was on for $500.
So you can actually get vendors for your wedding that sometimes post on these. So
that's a great idea.
Really,
sign up for them and see what comes up. It doesn't mean you have to buy anything, but you'll see what's sort of coming through.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, as usual, thank you so much. And if you want to find
flowers smell, they actually.
It's just you, Mike. Actually,
I'm afraid like you're tricking me.
Here, pull my finger.
Okay, you can go to the Smart Cookies website to find out all their information about their wonderful book, so you too can save some money.
Very nice, ladies. Thanks.